Okay. So the university will be taking the recording. Uh, right. So it's our ninth session. Actually, today we have to do the session online. It doesn't matter, but we are unable to take the presentations today. So what I am thinking of is having the presentations of today's week on the next week. And also, I got some emails telling that you are having a kind of examination on next week and students will not attend or something, that they are requesting me to postpone the presentation for next the other week. I mean, it's for 12th week. uh, so is there anything on next day that do you have any other exam or something? Because then what I'm thinking of is I can ask the office to have the or postpone the session to the other week. So on that day, if I can have two sessions, then we can have all the presentations together. Mm. So can I know whether you have any examination or something on next day, or group 5, 6, 7, 8? Those four groups have to do their presentations on next day. Next day means 5th of July. Do you have any concerns on doing presentations on these days? Please let me know. Because otherwise, as scheduled, we will take presentations. Is there any student from group 5, 6, 7, and 8? Are you okay with the date, 5th of July? Uh, okay, so we'll go like that, right? If something, any change happen, the sub office will inform us. Otherwise, we will be having presentations on 5th as scheduled. Okay, let me share the screen now. Do you see the presentation view now? Presentation? I shared the screen.
Yes,
Do you
madam, we
see
can see.
the presentation?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. So as I'm doing the session from home, sometimes I may find some signal issues. Therefore, please let me know if you do not hear me. So I will switch off the camera unless we can continue uh, as it is. Right? Okay. Because when I share the screen, I don't see the audience. We have 19 students, so I wish others will also join. Okay, so today our session is about how we can use information systems to manage knowledge, and something relating to managing knowledge we discussed at the very beginning in our first or second lecture when we were talking about all the types of systems. So there we mentioned you organizations, they use systems to manage knowledge within their organizations. So for that purpose, there are different types of systems used. Let me bring this to a corner, right? Otherwise, as I don't see the audience and the messages that you send me, I feel uncomfortable. You do this like this so I can see whether you are at the meeting. So if you find anything to get clarified, please send a message. So I will check and answer you. Mm, right. So here, what is knowledge? So that's what we have to understand. And when it comes to an organization, why knowledge management is that much important? Huh? So what do you mean by knowledge? Have you heard of this thing before? What do you mean by knowledge? And answer this question. Do you have knowledge? Yes or no? Do you have knowledge? Do you have knowledge? Hmm? Yes or no? What is your answer? Yes, you can give your answers through chat, right? So yes, we have knowledge. We are knowledgeable. And also, how we got to know that we have knowledge. Uh, so this is actually a stage of the process that we are talking with data, information, knowledge, and wisdom. One day in one of my sessions, when we were talking about information systems, we discussed this. And there I told you that information, knowledge is created with information. So we have information, and when we understand information and when we identify the patterns of information, then we get knowledge. That is knowledge. Creation of knowledge with information. That is knowledge acquisition. So we have lot of information. So day by day, we get lot of information. But having information, just having information is not knowledge. Knowledge is what? Knowledge is uh, understanding the meanings of this information. So, having some ideas or generating some insights based on the information that we have and creating some practices, use of technology to analyze knowledge and come up with kind of knowledge components. If not, we can call them as solutions. That is knowledge. So the knowledge management process or knowledge management activity involve lot of things. There are information, there are practices, technologies, people, and rules and regulations of organizations. All these things matter when it comes to an organization. So within an organization, managing knowledge is having the coordination, a proper coordination, and also getting the maximum use of information in a way that we can end up with the fruitful solutions. So we have data, we use systems to analyze data, then we get information, we call it as processing data. Then with the information, we uh, try to create knowledge. maybe using systems, or maybe do it with our own mind. So, knowledge management is really important for an organization. When it comes to modern day world, knowledge has become the most important element of the decision making process of these organizations. Ah, why? Uh, because it's all about creating right decisions. And if you create right decisions, then only you can end up with the successful outcome. So simply, we'll consider when it comes to financial achievements, profitability. And if you are so once you graduated, you will join with an organization and start your career as an accounts trainee, or then you get go to the level of assistant, then you go to executives and managers and so on. So there, your role is always to make decisions. So you have to make decisions and in a way that it brings benefits to the organization. So simply whether my decision enhance return on investment of the organization, whether the decision I made support enhancing the profitability ratio of the organization. So likewise, we have to always think of the outcomes of decision making process. So in that case, knowledge plays a critical role, because with the knowledge, you can make correct, timely uh, decisions. So this is become one of the most discussing area, and also with the development of technology, knowledge creation has become very popular. And what is knowledge? What is knowledge? As you can interpret, what is knowledge? Just look here and see whether you understand this. Do you understand what is knowledge? Huh? It is said knowledge is insights and experiences embodied in individuals or embedded in organizational practice. Experiences. So experiences creates knowledge. Huh? So when it comes to individuals, with our experience, we get knowledge. Yes, it's true. So here, think of this class today. So we are getting a kind of experience. We experience learning about knowledge management. And once you complete this session, you understand and you get the knowledge of what is knowledge management. So with that experience, you acquire knowledge. And similarly, for organizations, uh, it is same. So organizations learn day by day and they acquire knowledge and they enhance skills and competencies of their employees and so on. So simply, knowledge is understanding based on experience. It is a kind of understanding based on experience. So we do our degree for 4 years. We are getting a lot of experiences. We learn a lot of subjects. And at the end of the day, we acquire knowledge. So those are with the understandings that we acquired with our experiences. So simply knowledge is that. So that's why maybe that you remember, maybe nowadays also it happens to you, and your parents tell you that don't do that. If you do this one, this will happen. Like that. And even your grandparents may tell you that. ඕක කරන්න එපා පුතා. එහෙම වුණොත් මෙහෙම වෙනවා. එහෙම කියලා කියනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔන්න දැන් මෙහෙම වෙනවා වහින්න යනවා. දැන් මෙහෙම වෙනවා කියලා කියනවා. So sometimes it happens. Those are their understandings based on experiences. So day by day, as individuals, we experience a lot of things and then we understand. So that's simply acquiring knowledge. So for this knowledge creation process, we should have information and also we should have skills. Here, what happens if you have good skills, if you have improved skills, the level of knowledge that you acquire is comparatively high. So that's why in our classes we have a lot of students. But at the end of the day, their knowledge levels are different. We all are not like that. එහෙමනේ අපි හැමෝම එක වගේ නෑ. නේද? දවස වාරේ ඉවර වෙලා එක්සෑම් එක තියලා රිසල්ට්ස් එනකොට එක එක්කෙනාට එන ග්‍රේඩ්ස් වෙනස්. රිසල්ට්ස් වෙනස්. නේද? ඇයි එහෙම වෙන්නේ? ඒ එක එක්කෙනාගේ තියෙන knowledge levels වෙනස් නිසා. එයාගේ knowledge levels වෙනස් වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? It depends on the skills that individual has. The skills and competencies of one student is different from the skills and competencies of the other student. So the level of understanding is different. One may understand this as I explain it, but one may not understand it as I explain. So what you have to understand is to have a very good knowledge, to have acquire knowledge successfully, you should have skills as well. So what type of skills you should have? You need to have problem solving skills, researching skills. What do you mean by researching skills? You always have to think of searching. So you got to know something and you search again, and you then get the confirmation. And you have to analyze. You should have the analyzing skills and the discussing skills, problem solving, obtaining this knowledge, use it for problem solving. That is your skill. Then with that you get the knowledge. Simply it is theoretical and practical understanding of a subject. If you understand this theoretically and practically, then you acquire knowledge. So it's really interesting and it links to our day-to-day personal life. This is all about ourselves. Okay, now we are going to talk about important dimensions. What do you mean by dimensions? Or the characteristics? What are the characteristics of knowledge? First one, knowledge is a firm asset. Is that so? Is that so? Okay, so just forget about the organization or the company. Think of yourself. Is your knowledge an asset to you? What do you think? ඔයාගේ තියෙන දැනුම ඔයාට asset එකක්ද? Yes or no? ඔයාගේ දැනුම ඔයාට asset එකක්ද? ඒක ඔයාට වත්කමක්ද? Do you understand this one? Is your knowledge an asset to you? Yes or no? Right? You have to give answers. Yes. our knowledge is an asset to us because by using this knowledge, we do a lot of things. Huh? So with that knowledge, we perform well, and even we get a job. It's because of your knowledge. So I became a lecturer. It's with knowledge. None of the other factors happen. Mm? So it's simply because of the knowledge level that I had and also the skills I had. So similarly, our knowledge is an asset to us, and organizational knowledge is an asset to the organization. It's intangible. Can we touch it? So if I ask you to touch your knowledge, can you touch your knowledge? Hmm? Can anyone touch your knowledge? කාට හරි පුළුවන්ද? ඔයාගේ knowledge එක touch කරන්න? Touch කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් මොකද කරන්නේ අපි? Huh? So we can shape up it, right? So we can, do something. Yes. So we cannot touch. It's intangible. And creation of knowledge from data, information require organizational resources. Yes, true. Because we create knowledge, as I said you previously, with information. So to have information, we should have data. So we get data and we process them, then we get information and we identify and we understand information. So we acquire knowledge. So that requires organizational resources. What do you mean by resources? Maybe technologies, maybe tools, or maybe other infrastructure facilities. So think of now, we are having an online class. It's a kind of teaching and learning process and also a knowledge creation work. For this purpose, we need resources. We need computers. We need telecommunication facilities. So with those resources, we create knowledge. So if we conduct the class physically, we need infrastructure. We need chairs, board, smart board. So those are resources. To create knowledge, we need resources. And also, as it is shared, experience network effect. So now, what am I doing? I am sharing my knowledge. And I explain you, this is what. And then, throughout these 3 hours, I am sharing my knowledge with you all. So see here, we have how many students? 34, 33, including myself, 34. We have 33 students. So I'm sharing my knowledge with all these 33 students. And soon after the lecture, they get this knowledge. And then they can share that knowledge with another set of people. So then those people can share that knowledge with another set of people. So that's how this goes. So it's kind of network. As much as you share, it's spreaded. So that's how knowledge works. So it's a kind of asset. It's a kind of facet, and that knowledge helps to have returns or the benefits for individuals and also for organizations. And the other thing is, knowledge has different forms. It is not in one form. It is in different forms. What do you mean by different forms? First one is explicit. Explicit knowledge means documented knowledge. Documented knowledge. Documented කියවහම මොනවද එන්නේ? What comes to your mind when I tell you documented knowledge? Those are called as explicit knowledge. What are the documented knowledge as you understand? Is the chat does not work? So when I click on chat, I get the message that chat is only members of the team have access to chat. Okay, then, okay, we are not having access, right? Can, can you join with the chat? Yes or no? Is it restricted? Teams chat? Chat එකට join වෙන්න බැයිද ළමයි? Is it restricted? Seems right. It seems that the chat is disabled. Okay. So then you can't share your ideas, no? Yeah. So documented knowledge means already written or already typed and saved knowledge. Maybe knowledge in books, knowledge in emails, websites, blogs, and what else? Newspapers, magazines, journals, and other uh, publications. All these are documented knowledge. And the other form is tacit. So knowledge is in the form of tacit as well. Tacit knowledge means the knowledge reside within humans brain. අපේ ඔළුව ඇතුලේ තියෙන දැන. It's not documented. So the knowledge within myself about knowledge management or about technology management. It is not written. It's in my mind. So that is tacit. But I can convert that tacit knowledge into explicit if I write a book on technology management. Or if I write book on knowledge management. And here, the explicit part is this PowerPoint slide. That knowledge is documented. So we have this knowledge document to refer. And tacit part is except the things in the slide, what I am telling to you. Those are the tacit knowledge. And it is in some other forms, like know-how, craft, skill. So we know how to do something. There are people, they know how to do some specific jobs, and we don't know. It's his know-how. And the craft. So we see a lot of crafts created by individuals. So everybody cannot do it. So it's his knowledge and skill. There are a lot of people with different skills. Maybe singers, maybe dancers, maybe actors, maybe swimmers, maybe sportsmen. So they have skill. It's their knowledge because they know how to do it. They know how a swimmer may know how to swim. A dancer may know how to do that dance. A singer may know how to sing that song to the melody. So it's their knowledge. And how to follow a procedure, it is knowledge. And knowing why things happen, we call it as causality, that is also knowledge. අපි දන්නවා ඇයි මේ දේවල් වෙන්නේ කියලා. It's his knowledge. It's a knowledge. Right? So knowledge is in different forms. Right. What is the other one? Look here. Knowledge has a location. It has a specific location. And my knowledge is within myself. And your knowledge is within yourself. It's something cognitive. And it's sticky to a particular person. And it's hard to move. Ah, and it's situated. And it's contextual and it works only in certain situations. And specific knowledge may not be relevant to this and that and every situation. It becomes a knowledge when that applies in the right time or the right situation. Otherwise, it's not a knowledge. නේද? අදාළ නැති තැනක ඒක කරන්න ගියහම ඒක knowledge එක නෙමෙයි. knowledge එක කියන්නේ ඒ අදාළ හරි තැනදී ඒ අවශ්‍ය දේ කරන එක. So it's contextual and it's situational and it's sticky. It's embedded with a specific person. Yeah, the final one is also that it's situational. The situational knowledge we interpret in two types, conditional knowledge and contextual. The contextual means we know when that knowledge to be used, knowing circumstances. Uh, Conditional means knowing when to apply, at what time we have to apply this knowledge. And contextual means the occasions or the circumstances that we have to apply particular knowledge or the tool. Okay, those are the characteristics of knowledge. Okay, so we'll move forward. Yeah, this part I think we already discussed. So we convert information into knowledge, and for that purpose, we require resources. And what is wisdom? Wisdom means application of knowledge. If you can apply knowledge in problem solving procedure, yeah, it's here. Apply knowledge to solve problems. That is wisdom. Right. Then organizational learning. I discussed little bit about this. So I told you that uh, we are learning and similarly organizations are also learning. So how we understand that organizations learn, how we understand. So like us, organizations are also learning. අපි ඉගෙන ගන්නවා වගේම organizations උත් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. ඒක කොහොමද අපි තේරුම් ගන්නේ? Organizations ඉගෙන ගන්නවා කියලා understand කරන්නේ කොහොමද? What do you mean by organizational learning? So with their experience, day by day, they are improving. That is their learning. So our development, we understand. So when we pass first year, then we get results. So we know, yes, I have knowledge in that aspect now, those areas now. And then we go to second year and we learn and we acquire knowledge and we sit for examination. So we get good grades. Then we know that, yes, we have extended our knowledge and my knowledge is improved in this particular subject areas as well. So similarly, organizations learn. So they learn day by day with their experience because they are selling goods and services to their customers, and also they provide services, and they do trial and error, they conduct research, and get the knowledge and do the changes accordingly. So organizations learn. And how we understand that organizations learn, it's simply by looking at these aspects. You see here, introduce new products and services. We understand organizations come up with new products and services, and then it says that they have learned something. මුකුත් ඉගෙන ගත්තේ නැත්නම් අලුත් දෙයක් අරන් එන්න බෑනේ නේද? අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තේ නැත්නම් අපිට ඒ ගැන මුකුත් කියන්න බෑ. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. Organizations උත් එහෙමයි. Organizations learn කරේ නැත්නම් they cannot come up with new products and services. They cannot enhance the quality of existing products and services. They cannot enhance the features of existing products and services. It's one aspect that we understand organizations learn. And the other thing is they create new business processes. So we find organizations come up with new processes, new, what else? Business lines. So those reflect that organizations learn. And they change the patterns of management decision making. So previously, they made decisions in that particular way, but now the things have changed. They may have decentralized their decision making process, maybe with the implementation of an ERP system. So those depicts us, those showcase us organizations learn. It's by introducing new products and developments and new business processes, and the way that they make decisions, or the way that the leadership happens. So there are different ways that we understand organizations learn. Okay, so that is the first part of the lecture, and now we are moving to the second part. Okay, before that, we'll have a 5 minutes water break, right? Now it's 12:47. Say for example, it's 12:50, 55, right? By within 5 minutes, I will be starting, moving to the second one, right? Because as I don't see you, and it's really difficult to do this one, and even I know you may feel lazy or sleepy as we cannot interact with each other. So I will create a small activity within this time so we can interact as we do not have the Teams chat as well. So take a 5 minutes break and we will then join back, right? No need of logging out, log out from the system. You be there and have some water and come back. Okay, I'll create a small activity. That is not working right. It's restricted. I will add it to the LMS page. Okay, so we'll start the discussion again. I think that you are back now. Uh, back with the class now. So here actually, as the Teams chat is disabled, I just created a board or the online discussion forum uh, using one of the freely available platform, Padlet. Maybe you have already worked with this platform. So you can give your answers here. When I ask questions, you have to give your answers here, right? So what you have to do is the link I gave through the LMS because chat is not working. Therefore, here on ninth week, Padlet discussion forum, I added the link. And when you click this one, you will come to this wall. And there uh, you can right? So when I ask something, you can type here, right? So you can just type there. So if I ask you to share your experience about organizational learnings, what are the such examples you have seen in recently with the Sri Lankan companies? Do you remember anything? Situations where it showcases the organization learn. So we were discussing that it reflects by introducing new products and services, or maybe introducing new business processes, or the change in their patterns of decision making. So the different ways. So what are the examples that you have in these aspects when it comes to Sri Lankan companies? Do you have any example? So if so, you can type here. So what you can do is you have to go to the LMS and click on Padlet discussion forum. And when you come here, mm, there in the right hand side bottom, there's plus sign. When you click on bring the cursor to the plus, you will see the pencil option. Then you can type here. So what are the experiences that you have? Say for example, mm, BOC. Then my experience is BOC introduced Flex mobile application, mm, with a lot of features which support users, right? So it's a kind of learning. Okay. So how about your experience? This is one recent experience that I got. So it's really user friendly and not like the previous application that they had. So it's really time consuming. The previous BOC online banking application, but the Flex application is really good. Maybe that you know it. Hmm? So it shows that when it comes to digitalization and automation, BOC has learned. What else? How about your experiences? Please type. Go to LMS. The link is there. Here, Padlet discussion forum, click on, then you come to this window. And then right hand side bottom, there's a plus sign. When you go there, there's a pencil option. Click on there and you can type and then publish. Then it comes to the wall. Please use it. Try to do this one. So this is one of the online platform that we can use to get interact with students when we teach online. So what are your experiences in such experiences about organizations learn? What else? Just try to share. At least two, three examples. Let's try to discuss. Then you will remember those things and will be really important when you finally provide answers for your final examination. So these examples really support you and enhance the quality of your answers. If I ask a question in this area, without just writing in these ways organizations learn, if you can come up with an example, that will be really great. Are you writing? We have 33 students. Please write something. Any example that you feel that you found. It doesn't matter whether it's correct or wrong. You just write. Uh, just type what you remember. Organizations learn. What else? One other example that I see understand is yeah, when it comes to yogurt companies, what comes to your mind? I don't know whether the spelling is correct, right? Yogurt. Is that right? Yogurt companies, mm, they do not provide plastic spoons now. Instead, they provide what? Wood spoons or cardboard pieces නේ. Cardboard pieces නේද then? Cardboard candy, cardboard spoons නේ. So this is because uh, the companies learn. So they have learned that the plastic is not good. Highland, whatever, all the companies, yogurt companies, as I understand, yeah. Mm, New Delhi, Highland, etc. They don't provide plastic spoons. Instead, they provide wood spoons or cardboard spoons. Yeah, so they are thinking of uh, the betterment of individuals and also the uh, environment. Yes, Jayani, very good. Pick introduce a mobile app and website to contact passengers and drivers. Yes, that's really good. So they have learned about uh, e-business models. So they have used that knowledge and they use it in their business operation. So it's a situation of showcasing organ- organizations learn, come up with new products and services and the change, they make the decisions, change in the cultures of the organizations. What else? Nations Trust Bank introduced Nation Direct app with lot of new features, such as placing fixed deposit. Yes, very good. So they enhance existing systems with their new knowledge. Then they use that knowledge to enhance customer experiences. Uh, so that's how organizations apply knowledge. What else? I'll give you another 2 minutes. If you have any other, please mention. What else? තාමනාද මතක් වෙන්නේ. Situations which shows that organizations learn. We are talking about this thing. Mhm. Introduce new products and services, create new business processes, change patterns of management decision making, the way they make decisions change. Are you writing? Any one of you writing? It shows that one student is writing. We'll wait for 1 minute. So you have to collaborate. When we are trying to discuss something, as per you understand, you have to collaborate. Is that all? Okay, shall we go to the discussion then? Hmm? Okay, so then we'll go to the discussion, right? If you have anything, you can write. Yeah, schools are now implementing smart classroom systems. Yes, true. Ah, those are organizational learning, smart classrooms for students. So they get that experience and they can access to a lot of information, not like whiteboard. Smartboard is a pool of information where you can link to internet, and then we can show students a lot of pictures and we can show them videos of how the things happen. It's really interesting. uh, so it enhance the service ultimately. Very good. What else? Unilever products introduce Jow Sunlight refill bottles. Uh-huh. Yes. So we can yeah. So we can refill those bottles by taking the packets or something, right? Yes. Good. Okay. So if you remember something, you can share it at the window so your friends can join there and see later. ලින්ක් එක තියෙනවානේ මේකට අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න. එතකොට ඕගලන්ට ආපහු ගිහිල්ලා බලන්න පුළුවන් මොන මොනවද තියෙන්නේ කියලා. So it's a collection of examples. Fine. So we will go back to the lesson then. So it's a little bit, not like the physical class. Can't help. We have to manage with this. Okay, so we come to the next part of the lecture that's about knowledge management. So far we were talking about knowledge and individual knowledge and organizational knowledge, and now and the characteristics of knowledge. Now we are going to learn about knowledge management. So knowledge management is the process of managing knowledge within the organization. Uh, so it's includes number of steps, number of activities. So it's simply how organizations manage their knowledge. So we call this process as knowledge management value chain. අපි මේ management process එකට කියනවා knowledge management value chain එක කියලා. So in knowledge management value chain, there are four stages basically. What are those four stages? Knowledge acquisition, knowledge storage, knowledge dissemination, and finally, knowledge application. These are the four stages of knowledge. Add values to raw data and information, and then they finally become usable knowledge, right? So we get data and information, and it passes through the process, and finally we get usable information for application purpose. That means for decision making purpose or simply problem solving. Okay. So we will talk about these stages of knowledge management process. First stage is about knowledge acquisition. What you do here? acquire කරගන්නවා කියන්නේ. Ah, so we have to acquire knowledge from this different knowledge bases. Maybe that we acquire knowledge within people, maybe that we convert tacit knowledge into explicit knowledge. What do you mean by tacit? Tacit means knowledge within human's mind, and explicit means we convert it into document form. So we can do acquisition using different technologies. There are a lot of systems for this purpose. What we do, we convert tacit knowledge into explicit. අපි යාට කියලා පොතක් ලියා ගන්නවා, අපි යාට කියලා process එක document කරගන්නවා, එහෙම නැත්නම් question එකකින් අහලා එයාගෙන් ඒකට උත්තරයක් ගන්නවා. So it get documented. Or if not, we ask the particular employees to make presentations and present it to the board or to the people, or we ask them to prepare training materials and conduct a training to other persons. So we convert tacit knowledge into explicit knowledge. So maybe that we have unstructured documents, emails, and also we can have online expert networks. So we create networks and we link experts of the organization, experts within the organization to that system, and then we try to acquire their knowledge. And knowledge acquisition also includes knowledge creation. How we create knowledge. Knowledge is created with research and development. So we conduct research, and with that, we come up with new knowledge. Then knowledge create. And also we obtain data from transaction processing system and some of the other external data sources. Then, so we try to acquire knowledge. Okay, next stage is once we acquire knowledge, we have to store them. So knowledge storage or storing knowledge is the second step. For that purpose, we should have databases, knowledge management systems, document management systems, and so on. We have to store acquired knowledge. Say, for example, we acquire knowledge of expertise. So we save those at the expert management system. So later, when another person comes and want to get something clarified, he can put that into the discussion forum at the knowledge base, and he will get the answer. Even the particular expertise is no more there at the organization. It doesn't matter because his knowledge is there. So we try to convert tacit into explicit so it can be used later. Yeah. So knowledge storage is encouraging our people to store this knowledge. And as managers, they have special role in this case because they have to have databases and they have to provide enough resources and capacities to store this data. And also they have to encourage employees to doing this one. Otherwise, the employees think this is something additional burden for them. Say, for example, so one person is doing his job and at the same time, the company asks him to document what he knows. So people do not like. But to encourage them, we can give some allowances, some rewards, and so on. මේක ලිව්වත් ඔයාට මෙච්චරක ගාණක් දෙනවා කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒ වගේ motivations වලට people try to do something. Right? Okay. Then the second stage is knowledge storage. First stage is what? Knowledge acquisition. Acquire කරගත්තා, then we have to store it. What is the third one? Third one is knowledge dissemination. What do you mean by dissemination? It's all about sharing knowledge, right? It's all about sharing knowledge. So we have to disseminate knowledge among the needed parties for their decision making purposes. For this knowledge sharing purpose, we can use technologies. We can use organizational systems, and through that we can share, or we can use emails, portals, wikis, some of the search engines, and other collaboration tools, maybe different platforms, discussion forums, using those kind of you know technologies and platforms, we can disseminate this knowledge. If not, we can simply using traditional methods. We can write a book or a kind of handout or kind of a magazine, then we can print it and distribute. Okay. Dialogue of information means so having a lot of information is also confusing. So it's really important for managers to identify needed information for knowledge creation process. So this happens with a big data mainly. Now we have big data and big information, and so it's really challenging for us to identify specific and relevant information for knowledge creation purpose. So as we have a lot of information, deluge of information, it has become a challenge. Managers have to focus on only important information. There should be a kind of mechanism or a system for filter information, and then with that filtered information, they can go for decision making process. And the final one is what? Knowledge application. So we acquire knowledge or we create knowledge, and then we store knowledge, and then we disseminate knowledge, we share the knowledge with others, and finally we apply that particular knowledge. So once the knowledge is shared, employees, so managers, they can apply this knowledge for what? For decision making purpose. For decision making purpose, they can apply this knowledge. So, as we discussed previously, now we understand when organizations come up with new products and developments, when they enter into new markets, when they come up with new business practices. So, that is their employment or the application of knowledge. Without applying knowledge, they cannot do these kind of things. So they do these kind of new things uh, with the knowledge that they acquire. So that's simply applying knowledge. So those are the 4 stages of knowledge management value chain, or the steps of knowledge management process. So this picture summarizes what we discussed so far. The stages of knowledge management value chain is here: acquisition, storage, disseminations, and apply. And here, systems or the platforms that we can use in each of the stage is mentioned. Under each stage, how we can use technology is mentioned here. Under acquisition, we can use knowledge discovery techniques, data mining, neural networks, genetic algorithms, knowledge workstations. So these are the tools and techniques that we can use. And for storing purpose, we can have document management systems and knowledge databases, expert systems. To disseminate, we may use internet portals, intranet portals, and emails, search engines, and collaboration mechanisms, platforms. So likewise, there are a lot of technologies that we use in each of the stage. So thereafter, we are going to discuss about these systems and other tools and technologies. And also how management can support in these stages or in these processes is also mentioned in the latter part of this picture. Mm. So management and organizational activities, what managers can do. They can create a knowledge culture, they can create communities of practice, and they can create networks and organizational practices, training and development, change in organizational culture. So, a lot of organizational activities that they can do. And who are responsible for doing these things? So, mainly when it comes to an organization, a lot of IT works are done by IT department. So in that IT department, there are different professionals like IT manager, IT executives, consultants, and yeah, in different ways, different job roles are there, and they are the main parties who work with these systems. So again, other managers and other executives representing all the other functional areas, they can get the support of these knowledge officers mainly. Maybe that functional level managers are the knowledge officers, but sometimes maybe the technical people. So it depends on the organization. If functional level managers are also capable of handling these technologies, they become knowledge officers of the organization. Otherwise, there are some other parties. So we may outsource the particular function. So we get the support of consultant. Okay, so now we come to the other part of the discussion that's about different types of knowledge management systems. So, we discussed that knowledge management value chain has different stages, and in each of the stage, we can use systems to enhance the functioning of those activities. So, basically, we have three types of knowledge management systems. First one is enterprise-wide knowledge management system, and the second one is knowledge work systems, and the third one is intelligent techniques. Enterprise wide, by the word you may understand, enterprise wide, which covers the entire organization. Enterprise wide knowledge management, which covers the knowledge management of entire organization. And knowledge work system. So these systems are to work with knowledge. So there are people who work with knowledge like researchers, scientists, architectures. So they work with knowledge. They are the people who create new knowledge. And then other intelligent techniques we will be discussing. Okay. So see here, it gives the summary of different types of information systems. When it comes to enterprise-wide knowledge management systems, we have enterprise content management systems, some other collaboration tools, learning management systems, knowledge network systems, and when it comes to knowledge work systems, those are specialized systems used for knowledge workers, CAD system, 3D visualization, virtual reality systems, and investment workstations, maybe that you have heard of. And finally, all the other tools and technologies that we use to work with knowledge. What are those? Data mining techniques, neural networks, expert systems, case-based reasoning, fuzzy logic. So likewise, we will be learning about these things, and also no need of having the understanding of each and everyone. So at least if you can get the familiarity with one or two of these applications, that's great. because then it's really important for your understanding, and also not only for your final examination but for application. So you will be working with these systems one day. So then you should know that these are knowledge management systems that support organization to enhance their knowledge bases. So that's the understanding expected from your side. Mm, yeah. So these are the three major types of knowledge. So when it comes to knowledge within organizations, those are in different ways. Something we discussed at the very beginning when we were talking about tacit knowledge and explicit knowledge. So we have tacit and explicit. And when it comes to documents within organization, we have structured documents. It means documents that are well prepared. And also we have semi-structured documents which are not that formally prepared, like emails, videos. Those are not formal documents, but those are still explicit knowledge components. And researchers has found that 80% of an organization's business content is semi-structured or unstructured. You see here, hmm? Structured means the well-arranged documents, and knowledge is in those documents. But semi-structured and unstructured means those are not well documented. Unstructured means not totally documented. That is simply about tacit knowledge, the knowledge within individuals. And it's said that the researchers said that 80% of organizations' knowledge is semi-structured or unstructured. So you see, it's almost with the people, procedures, rules, and regulations and practices of the organization. Okay. So content management systems simply the systems that are used to manage organizational contents, maybe data or information management elements. So we can create particular information, and we can categorize them according to their similarities and relationships. So we create data folders, and then we save them. So a kind of management knowledge, content management system is called as enterprise content management system. So we have users, what they do, they create knowledge, tag knowledge, restore, manage, distribute, and we have unified repository. That means your central database, and it includes everything, every knowledge component. And the biggest problem of managing enterprise content management systems is uh, you know developing, sorry, taxonomies, if not tagging and entering those into the system properly. Otherwise, you can't retrieve them back. So think in a small example, a simple example that we experience every day. That is, say for example, you go for a clothing shop to buy a cloth, and maybe that the shop has number of floors, say for example 3 to 4 floors, and you go here and there and you search and you try to fit on them, and then you whatever the corner, you find a material or a piece, and you come to the cashier. And what the cashier does, uh, cashier quickly take the tag of the cloth, scan it into the machine, then machine quickly identify what the item is. And if they do not have a proper system and also proper tagging system, then it's really impossible. They will have to check the price, and it will take some time, and they have to check what category, they have to check what date the item is being purchased. So it's really difficult. But as it's well entered into the system, then the later the issue is no issues arises. And whatever the corner or whatever the place that you find the item, cashier will identify it is this and the cost of the item is this. So likewise, we have to enter all knowledge elements, all knowledge components to a system in a proper way. Otherwise, we cannot retrieve back. So you can have your own coding mechanism. Uh, Otherwise, how do you find? ඒ සම්බන්ධව අපි හිතමු it's a kind of mechanism of producing a good, and if it's include 3 stages and there are a lot of activities to be done, so each and every one you have to nicely code and save properly. Then when you retrieve, you are not required to go here and there and open folders and do this one. You can go to the search option and you can just type it. Type the code, maybe 1 or 2 letters of the code. Then system will propose you, system will suggest you, are you searching this particular item? Yeah, so that is what you have to do. So the digital assets, you have to manage properly. Otherwise, you may save them in the database, but it's really difficult for you to find. හරියට ඔයාගේ මොකක්ද ඇඳුම් රාක්කේ වගේ නේද? සමහර අය දානවා ඊට පස්සේ එකක් හොයාගන්න ගියාම හරිම අමාරුයි. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ පොත් මේසෙ වගේ. සමහර අය ඇත්ත හැමෝම නෑ පිළිවෙල තියාගෙන ඉන්න අය ඉන්නවා. එතකොට හොයාගන්න ලේසි. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ කම්පියුටර් එක වගේ. හිතන්නකෝ, it's a simple example. How you save data in your personal computer? You should have a mechanism of saving that. Neither. You have to have folders, and inside the folders you have to have subfolders and save them. Otherwise, you can't find. It's really difficult. And also we forget the file name. මොන නමින්ද දාලා සේව් කරේ කියලා අපිට මතක නැහැ. එතකොට ඉතින් ඔක්කොම බල බල ඕපන් කර කර ආයෙ හොයන්න ඕනේ. නේද? කබඩ් එකකුත් ඔයාගේ ඇඳුම් රාක්කේත් කබඩ් එක හරියට ඇහුරුවේ නැත්තම් මොකද කරන්න වෙන්නේ? මුළු රෙදි ඔක්කොම එළියට ඇදලා දාන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නේද? ඔක්කොම එළියට ඇදලා දාලා තමයි ඒක හොයාගන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙත් අර ටික ඔක්කොම ඇතුළට දාන්න. It's really difficult if you do not tag and save it properly. Okay, then another type of system is knowledge network system. So by the word you may understand knowledge network. It's a kind of network. So what we do here, we link expertise of the organization to this system, and there we allow users or the managers who are using this information to access the system and ask their questions. And when they put their question to the system, system will find whether they have predefined answer. If there's a predefined answer, system will give you the answer. If not, that question will be directed to particular expertise in the area or the domain. Then the expertise will be giving his answer, and that can be retrieved from the user. So that's how a knowledge network system happens. And learning management system. This is also a knowledge enterprise content management system. We have the experience, so no need of explaining. For teaching and learning purpose, we use LMS. So it's also one of the system. Then when it comes to knowledge work systems, as I told you previously, these are systems used by knowledge workers or the scientists, researchers, architects, designers, engineers. So these are the people who work with knowledge, who create new knowledge. So therefore, these systems, support creating knowledge. These systems support creating knowledge by knowledge workers. Not like normal employees of an organization, when it comes to a knowledge worker, they should have very good computers, or the capacity of the computer should high, and they should have required softwares within the computer, and maybe graphics, or they may be doing some of the complex calculations, and the space of the computer, access to the other things, speed, everything matters. So there are some requirements when it comes to a system. Mm, Mainly knowledge work system. It should have sufficient computing power, and graphics and analytical tools, and communication facilities, and document management facilities, and ability of accessing external databases. Those should not be restricted. ඒවා restrict කරලා බෑනේ. එයාලට අවශ්‍ය information වෙන වෙන site වලට ගිහිල්ලා ඒවා access කරලා ගන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. ඒ පහසුකම allow කරන්න ඕන. And the interfaces should be user friendly. So likewise, there are some features. So these are the examples for CAD system, or the knowledge work systems. So like CAD system, virtual reality systems, investment workstations. So when it comes to virtual reality systems, we had some of the discussions at the very beginning. So maybe simulation, or 3D modeling, organizational reality, virtual reality, a lot of things. So this is virtual reality. So the reality does not exist, but with the technology, virtually, we try to see the reality. So it's really important for teaching and learning purposes, virtual reality. And this is augmented reality. In augmented reality, what we do? In augmented reality, we use this technology to enhance the existing content. Say, for example, you are reading a book, and it explains about a kind of machinery. So we can use this augmented reality application and scan the picture, and then it will give you this and that and every information about that particular machinery. So that is augmented reality. So when you use Google Maps, it gives you augmented reality. So you can see the place, real place you can see, and you can search for the nearby places. Those are the facilities provided. And finally, we have intelligent techniques. So intelligent techniques, those are different other tools and techniques that we use to collect, store, analyze and disseminate knowledge. මේ හැම එකකටම එක එක විදිහේ tools and technologies තියෙනවා. ඒවා කීපයක් තමයි මෙතන mention කරලා තියෙන්නේ. So when it comes to capturing knowledge, we have expert systems, case-based reasoning, fuzzy logic systems. And when it comes to knowledge discovery, to discover new knowledge, we have neural networks and data mining. To identify relationships among big data. Then we create new knowledge. ලොකු database එකකින් අලුතෙන් information එකක් knowledge create කරන්න අපි data mining කරනවා. So we try to identify relevant data, important data, useful data. And to come up with solutions, we may use some of the generic algorithms, those techniques. And for automating tasks, we may use intelligent agents like robotics and all. So these are the technologies that we use, and those are called as intelligent techniques. So this is what? Artificial intelligence. So you may have an understanding about artificial intelligence, AI. So it's a computer works as a human. A computer emulate or stimulate the behavior of a human. So we let the computer think as a human. We have to set it, we have to make the formattings and everything. So then thereafter, the robot or the AI application can perform as an individual. So very good example that we use nowadays is ChatGPT and all the other AI writing teaching learning platforms. So those are uh, really support us and it's emulate human behavior. So that's how it's working, right? Maybe for machine learning, for speech, for vision, all the things now we can get them done. So this is one of the videos, most interesting videos that we find when it comes to artificial intelligence, the use of artificial intelligence. So this is artificial intelligence is one of the technique that we use to create knowledge and also enhance the knowledge components. So this Sophia is a very good outcome or the very good outcome of these technologies and it, the Sophia is the first robot or the female robot that stimulate humans. It's a nice story. There are a lot of videos about Sophia. So it's an application, artificial intelligence applications created with knowledge, and also the Sophia creates new knowledge. So see how the things happen. Okay, let me check whether it takes a lot of time or we can do it very quickly so we can watch the video. Sophia. It's 5 minutes. So it's just 5 minutes. Therefore, we will watch it, right? Maybe that you are sleepy now. And it's for me. It's again for me. It's really difficult as as I don't see your faces. All of you are, you know, switch off your cameras. So it's really difficult. So anyway, so we'll watch this one. Yes. So I think you saw the video of Sophia, and if you go there, there are a number of videos of Sophia, so you can watch them. So how the knowledge uh, transform the things are. So the Sophia is a creation of humans with their knowledge using technology, and also now Sophia by herself, she is creating knowledge. You see how interesting is it? So it's really important. So similarly, these technologies are now being used for knowledge creation purpose. Robots now, we can replace some of the knowledge tasks with robotics or the AI applications. Uh, this is one good example, and there are a lot of videos. You can watch them and you can learn, right? So it's use of AI in knowledge creation and also application and also dissemination. See, she is answering the questions very nicely. Those are some critical questions, but she is formatted to answer. So what she does is she has a lot of information included in his database, and she search them and come up with the most appropriate answer for that. So that's how technology support in decision making or the empowering knowledge within organization. So AI really helpful for organizations. So these are some of the stats that I have provided to you to justify that scenario. Okay, then expert systems is also one of the other systems that organizations use to capture the tacit experts' knowledge. So previously we were talking about expert networks. So expert network is something different, right? Expert network means having a linkage or having the collaboration with experts. But here this one is expert systems. Expert systems, what it does is it is developed to capture the tacit knowledge of expert and get them documented and saved in the organizational databases. So, capture knowledge of skilled employees of the organization. So, through the systems, by asking a lot of questions, then we try to capture the knowledge of employees. See here, there's an non-expert user. Uh, so we ask questions and the expert gives the answer, and those are saved in the knowledge base. Then we can use them later. We can save them. And even this expert leave the company, it doesn't matter because we have his knowledge now. So that is expert knowledge. Yeah. And then case-based reasoning is also something like that. So it's a kind of case handling uh, system. So what we do, there is a specialized system. In this system, what happens? Say, for example, it's just a database with a search engine. And when you find an issue, you put your questions there. Like you type in Google. මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවම අපි Google එකේ type කරනවානේ. ඒ වගේ ඔයා මේ system එකේ type කරනවා. Then what happens? System search for already solved cases because they have a database of already solved cases. And then the system try to find out a similar answer. So if the system find a similar answer, then he come up with the answer to you. Then you can think of whether the answer matches to your requirement or not. So if it matches to your requirement, you can use it and solve the problem. But if it doesn't matches, you ask some additional questions and modify the answer which is there at the system previously. Then the system modify the answer with the facts collected from yourself and come up with the modified answer and give you and also save that answer and add it to the existing database, right? So the answers are adding to the database. So when another person comes and asks, again the same thing happens. So likewise, it's a kind of knowledge creation and with the cases of the organization, and it a kind of repository database. So it can be used at whatever the situation when you want. And machine learning is to identify the patterns of big data, to screen big data mainly. So there are a lot of data we have, lot of information. So depending, considering different aspects, different rules, we try to screen this data and we try to identify the patterns and the relationships of data using machine learning techniques. And also we have hybrid AI systems. So in most of the organizations, the systems are the collection of all these different systems. Maybe not all, but at least 2, 3 systems are there. 2, 3 techniques are there. Maybe AI is there, maybe fuzzy logic is there, maybe neural networks are there with the general system. Sorry. So the expert system is there, case-based reasoning is there. When it comes to organizational content management systems, a number of these AI applications or intelligent techniques are embedded to those systems for knowledge management systems. And ultimately, organizations have ERP systems. In those ERP systems, they have separate knowledge management systems. So that's how the things happen practically. Okay. So it is one lesson that I expected to discuss today. It's about knowledge management. So if I summarize this one, what we discussed was we were talking about what is knowledge management and the role of knowledge management and its attributes. Then we were talking about uh, knowledge management process or the value chain and their steps. And then we were talking about different systems that are used to manage knowledge within organizations. And there we were talking about enterprise-wide knowledge management systems and then knowledge work systems like CAD system. Enterprise-wide knowledge management systems means content management systems, LMS, and so on. Knowledge work systems means the systems used by knowledge workers like researchers or scientists, engineers. Those are CAD systems or some other augmented reality systems or AI-based systems. And also we discuss about intelligent techniques. There are a lot of tools and techniques that we can use like neural network, case-based reasoning, expert systems, and so on, AI systems. So those are used in managing knowledge within an organization. Okay. So in my idea, yeah, so this is about the lesson 1, and also I have uploaded another lesson that is about enhancing decision making. So shall we discuss this one as well today? What is your idea? Is it okay? So I can give a small break of 10 to 15 minutes and then I can start it back. And then we can go until 3 o'clock. We'll do it. What's your idea? Do you have any other lecture around 3 o'clock? තව එකක් තියෙනවද 3ට? 3:00ද? ළමයි මං හිතන්නේ අපි ඒකත් යම් මට්ටමකට හරි අවශ්‍ය ටික විතරක් හරි කතා කරා නම් හොඳයි. මොකද when it comes to next week we have 4 presentations and also 1 remaining lecture. So it's our 10th week. So by that we will complete all lectures. And then on the 11th week, I will be taking all your presentations. And the other week, we will be doing a revision. So I'm thinking of having 11th and 12th sessions together with presentations and revision. We'll try. So I'm not sure because I have to check with the timetable of the university. But next week we will be having our 10th session. So we will have 4 group assignments and one lesson. Okay, so we will take uh, 15 minutes break right now. And thereafter by 2:15, I will be starting. Yeah, now it's almost 2:04, 2:05. So we'll be starting by 2:20. Will be started by 2:20, uh, and then we'll go until 3 p.m. By discussing the other session. Ah, මේක කතා කරමු අපි. Enhancing decision making එකෙත් වැදගත් ටික කතා කරමු. Then we are done with that lesson as well. It's not a big lesson, so we can discuss the most important areas. Okay, then so we'll have a 15 minutes break and we'll come back, right? Okay.
Okay, madam. Noted. Thank you.
Right. So I hope you all are back after a short break. So, so we'll try our best to discuss the most relevant and important areas of the lesson, enhancing decision making. I hope it's visible for you all. This one. Yeah. So this is actually uh, another aspect of using technologies by organizations. Here, what we are going to learn is how organizations use information systems to enhance the decision making process of an organization. In previously, what we discussed was how and what information systems can be used to manage knowledge within organization. And here we are learning what technologies and systems that we can use to enhance decision making by managers. So we know with number of discussions so far, the job of manager is to make decisions. Whatever the role or whatever the level he is, his main job is to make decisions. Maybe he is operational level manager, or maybe he is a managerial level manager or a top level manager. So his main job is to make decisions. So how and what technologies can be used to make decisions will be discussed in this lesson. Okay. So here, so we have to first understand the types of decisions that managers make, right? So when it comes to decisions, there are basically three types of decisions. First one is unstructured decisions, and then structured decisions and semi-structured decisions. So what do you mean by unstructured decisions? By the word we understand. Unstructured. So previously we were talking about unstructured documents. So those are not well arranged, or those are not well prepared, unstructured. Those are not structured. So the decisions are also can be like that. So there are types of decisions where managers make those decisions at the time, and those decisions are not pre-planned or already decided decisions. Unstructured means at the time, with the issue, analyzing all the other context information, you make this decision. So those are unstructured decisions. And structured decisions are most of the time already designed, already developed, written, well organized decisions, structured. And semi-structured are the decisions which carries the characteristics of both structured and unstructured parts. So we can say this is about how these decisions add value to organization. That is the importance of having this lesson, or why we learn about enhancing decision making. If, say, for example, as a manager or an employee, you make 10 decisions per day, right? 10 decisions per day. Maybe it's a kind of simple decision about deciding credit limits or approving credit limits or deciding restocking levels like that. However, your correct decisions affect organizational profitability. If you correct right decisions, then that will bring values, add values to the organization. And ultimately, the profitability of the organization will be increased. But say, for example, you make a wrong decision, then what happens? That will incur an additional cost to the organization. Ah, වැරදි පාර්ට් එකක් ගන්න කියනවා. වැරදි අයිටම් එකක් ගෙන්නනවා. ඒකට ගැලපෙන්නේ නැහැ ඒක. එතකොට මොකද වෙන්නේ? ඒක ඇවිල්ලා loss එකක් කම්පැනියට. ඒකේ මොකද වෙන්නේ? Ultimately the particular level of profitability goes down. So that's how you contribute to the organizational well-being or the wealth acquisition being a manager. Therefore, the quality of the decision that you make and the efficiency, effectiveness, and the value of the decision you make matters. So if you can use technology and come up with right decisions, quality decisions, correct decisions, so your decision you make is accurate. So that really add value to the organization. So look here, in this case, this is an example. you uh, so these are some of the decisions taken by different managers within an organization. First one is taken by accounts manager. He made the decision of allocate support to most valuable customers. So allocate support means maybe funding facilities or some other. And he made these decisions 12 times a year. අවුරුද්දට 12 වතාවක් මේ තීරණය ගන්නවා. An estimated value to firm of a single improved decisions. මේ decision එක හරියට ගත්තොත්, if this manager makes a right decision or a quality decision in this regard, if we set the correct level of credit, or if we approve the credit level of approval or the service approvals at the right stage, that will add 100,000 value to the organization. And all together, if he makes 12 decisions, how much amount of money saved to the company or add to the organization? It's huge. And so it's 1 million and 200,000. So here actually it's a huge gain to the organization. And similarly, you see here, inventory manager. He is an operational level manager. No? So he makes decide part inventory level daily. He takes this daily decision. So that decision is being taken 364 times a week of during the year. Each day he make this decision. So what happens? If we order right part to the company, that will add 5,000 value to the business. And all together, throughout the year, it's a huge amount. So likewise, see the importance of your decisions that you make. So sometimes we don't think, we just think that we are getting the salary anyway. So therefore, we will make the decision with the enough information that we have. So it's not like that. So it's really matters. A single decision that you make really matters to the organization. So please keep that thing in your mind as well. And also, how technology comes here. Technology come up with a lot of systems, tools, and technologies. And we can get the use of them. We can access for a lot of other information. And then we can come up with a good decision with enough information, right? So that is the purpose of discussing this lesson. And I will go through this part very quickly because we all know about these things when it comes to an organization. We have senior managers, middle managers, and operational managers. This picture gives the overall summary. This is an organizational hierarchy. So we have operational level managers, middle managers, senior managers. And previously we were talking about different types of decisions that we make. So now you can think, Structured decisions means routine decisions, already decided decisions, and no risk associated with that decisions. Those are taken by operational level managers. So they are not in a position to take unstructured decisions because these are non-routine decisions and there's a huge risk associated. Unstructured කියලා කියන්නේ ඒ වගේ තීරණ කලින් අරන් නෑ. ඒව ලේසියෙන් ගන්න බෑ. හැම දෙයක්ම හොයලා බලලා හිතලා මතලා කතා බහ කරලා ගන්න ඕනේ තීරණ. නමුත් structured decisions කියන්නේ අර stock level එක තීරණය කරන එක, credit approval කරන එක. So likewise, මෙතන examples තියෙනවා. You can look at the example which is given on the right hand side. Determine overtime eligibility. මේ employee ට overtime යනවද? ඒවා හරි ලේසි වැඩ. මොකද එයා වැඩ කරලා තියෙන පැය ගාන බලලා yes ද no ද කියලා කියන්න තියෙන්නේ. මොකද overtime දෙන ceiling එක we have already created. So that is a structured decision. And restocking inventory. මොන level එකේද? ආපහු stock එක දාන්න ඕනේ. Restocking level is already decided. That is the structured decision. So those are taken by operational level managers. And then semi-structured means those decisions have the characteristics of both structured and unstructured, mainly taken by middle-level managers, because half of the decisions are known and another half of the decisions are unknown. Simply, one good example is preparation of budgets. When you prepare budgets, what you do first? I'm not sure whether sometimes we have discussed these things previously. Yeah. So if your manager asks you to prepare the budget for next quarter, what you first do? මොකද කරන්නේ මුලින්ම? What you do at the very beginning? මොකද කරන්නේ ළමයි? මොකද කරන්නේ? What you do? So you can write your answer in that link. මේ link එකේ ඕනනම් උත්තර ලියන්න. කටින් කියන්න බැයි නා. What you do? මේ classroom discussion එකට ගිහිල්ලා උත්තරේ ලියන්න බලන්න. If your manager asks you to prepare the budget of next quarter. So you have to prepare the budget of next quarter. That is your task. So we are talking about semi-structured decisions. So if your manager asks you to make the next quarter budget, what you do first? මොකද්ද කරන්නේ දැන්? We go to the manager and we have a discussion with him. What else? And then we ask their requirements and all the information we collect. And after that, what we do? ඊට පස්සේ මොකද්ද කරන්නේ? Any guesses? Anyone? If you can't say it, can you just type it by going to this classroom discussion? I just want to know whether you understand this one. Whether you understand what we do. ළමයි. මොකද කරන්නේ නැද්ද? බලාගෙන ඉන්නවද?
Get the last year budget.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, very good. What we do, we try to find out the last year budget first. Then what happens? Soon we find out last year budget, half of the decision is done. එහෙමනේ. නේද? ගිය අවුරුද්දේ budget එක හොයාගත්තම so we know the format, we know the elements of the budget, we know the percentages that they have put at the last quarter or the last year. So the half of the decision is made. So that is the structured part. But it's not the next quarter budget. So we have some work to do. That is the unstructured part. So when we prepare the budget, we have to forecast. We have to have discussions with managers and ask them the number of units that they expect to produce and demand forecasting details that we will have to have. And we have to think of the macro factors of the country, inflation rate, interest rate, all the things we have to think of. And accordingly, we have to add margins. And if there are new elements to be added, we have to add those new elements. So likewise, we do the other part. So that one is the unstructured part of this decision. So the departmental budget or whatever the budget we prepare is a kind of semi-structured decisions which are taken by middle level managers. And the top level or the senior level managers make unstructured decisions. So these are not routine decisions, maybe for the lifetime of the company, only one time the company make the decision. Or maybe two times they have to make the decision. So what are those kind of decisions? Decide entrance or exit from market. So you may go for new market. You may go for product diversification, product differentiation. Or you may decide to exit the market. If you earn losses in that particular business, you will exit that one. And approval of budgets. It's a one-time decision that you make. You do a lot of modifications and you come up with financial figures and with a lot of arguments, you make the decision. And also deciding long-term goals of the organizations. Those are most of the time one-time decision or the critical decisions, and those are not already taken. So this slide gives you a lot of understanding about how the things happen within an organization, different types of decisions taken by managers and the examples for those decisions. Okay, so this is also something very general. When a manager makes a decision, he is going through this process. Knowingly or unknowingly, each and every manager goes through this decision process. First thing that he does is he have to collect information, identify and gather all these information, and then he has to analyze those information and come up with some alternative solutions. That is called as designing solutions. Collect information, analyze them, come up with some possible solutions. And then we have to select one most appropriate solution to the organization or to the situation. That is called as choice. Choice, it's by the name, it explains that selecting one among many. නේද? ගොඩකින් එකක් තෝරගන්න එකනේ choice එක කියලා කියන්නේ. ඔයාගේ choice එක මොකක්ද කියලා අහනවනේ අපි. So it's about your preference. It's about your selection. And finally, we implement it. When the solution is decided, we have to implement and then we have to monitor it. And if there are modifications to be done, we have to do them. So these are the main steps of decision-making process. So same is presented in this slide as well. And then actually this part is not that important. These are about different roles played by managers within organizations. So you can just go through them. And here, the important thing is this slide. Here it shows you different technologies. Actually, this is to be updated. I just took this from the textbook, but now we have a lot of technologies than given in this slide. So better we add a new one and we add the new technologies that we use. මේකට add කරගන්න ළමයි ඕගලන් ලියා ගන්න හරි මේ වෙනුවෙන් අපි දැන් පාවිච්චි කරන ඒවා මොනවද කියලා. So this is taken from the textbook. It's 13th edition. So now we have a lot of technologies than this. So managers plays different roles. So maybe he is a figurehead, means the person who attends for events. So we can use technologies for that. So previously we were using, organizations were using telepresence systems. So, but now we have Zoom platforms, Teams platform, Meet, Google Meet, all these telepresencing or the online meeting platforms. We can attend even for occasions, even for functions online. Then leader role. When the manager plays the leader role, he is using different technologies. So he may use emails, WhatsApp, Teams applications, Microsoft applications. A lot of applications are there now. Then the liaison officer. Liaison officer means the person who interact with the different parties and create relationships. So he may use smartphones and other social media networks and so on. So you have to come up with new technologies. So some of the things mentioned here, those are very old ones. So we have now new technologies. Nerve center means it's the kind of within the organization, it's a role of monitoring role. So in that purpose, we may use information systems, manage MIS system, ESS system, executive support systems, and some other systems or content management systems. And dissemination means sharing information. For that purpose, we may have emails and social networks, portals, wikis, and what else we have? Blogs, uh, lot of things now we have. And spokesperson, person who share information. Webinars, telepresence, Zoom, Meet, Teams, a lot of technologies. And entrepreneurs, so even now they can use artificial intelligence applications like neural networks, machine learning to identify hidden needs of consumers, and they can use some advanced big data analytics tools to predict the future, to identify the trends of businesses. Data mining, artificial intelligence, data mining, neural networks, what else? Big data analytics, like that. And disturbance handler, the person who handle the issues within the organization. He may use some social media platforms like WhatsApp and so on. Sometimes they may use some learning management systems. Resource allocator is the person who allocates resources, and the negotiator, the person who negotiate with everybody within the organization. So a lot of new technologies are there, which managers, whatever the role he plays, he can get the use of those technologies. So that's what you have to think of. And even with the technology, when we make decisions, we find some of the managers are still, uh, you know, do not come up with expected productive decisions because there are a lot of reasons for them. Uh, so we know that organizations invest huge amount of money for these technologies like ERP systems and all, but still those do not always produce positive results. Main reasons why investments in information technology do not produce positive results. Even though we have very sophisticated systems, we are not performing well. What is the reason? Uh, so we have an ERP, but still we are inefficient or we are not productive. What are the reasons? One main reason is information quality. Whatever the platform you have, if the data you enter or if the information you enter into that system is not quality, obviously the outcome is not quality. එහෙමනේ මේ පැත්තෙන් දාන්නේ වගේ විදිහට තමයි අනිත් පැත්තෙන් එන්නේ. right? Inputs හොඳ නම් outputs හොඳයි. Inputs වැරදි නම් outputs වැරදි. වැරදි inputs නම් දැම්මේ හරි decision එකක් ගන්න බෑ. Edition එකත් වැරදි. So that is one thing. And the second one is management filters, because managers are very biased. So even though enough information is there at the system, they still make decisions based on their experience. And they don't want to believe the information at the system. They don't want to trust the information provided by the system. and they are very biased when they make decisions. Therefore, the systems become useless. Uh, and also, organizational inertia and politics. So, people always resist using information or resist using information technologies. Uh, and they don't want to change. Therefore, the ERP systems fail. Even organizations try to implement, they fail. So sometimes the system is there and also the same thing is being doing manually. System එකේ තියෙනවා manual උත් කරනවා. ඉතින් වැඩක් නෑනේ. එතකොට we can't go for the expected level that we plan with the technology. හරිද? ඕවා තමයි තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න. So whatever the system we use, how much amount, millions of amounts organizations invest, but still organizations do not get the maximum use of it. So there are a lot of issues with managing change. So see here, this change management is one of the biggest issue. Actually, I know this personally as I am working on this change management factors in digitalization for my PhD. So this is one of the huge problem organizations faced. Employees resist, employee change management is one of the biggest issue, and also other factors that affect the change. Therefore, organizations are unable to achieve the expected outcomes of these technologies. So these are the reasons why organizations do not get the maximum benefit. So these are the information quality dimensions. You can read them later. And high velocity automated decision making means now we are working with big data, huge amount of data. So humans cannot analyze this big data. Therefore, we have to use computers, computer algorithms, big data analytic techniques to analyze this big data. So that is called as high velocity automated decision making. Using big data analytics techniques, we are analyzing data and information and come up with decisions. So using computers, we do this. And we use business intelligence, that means ERP systems and all the other tools and techniques to make decisions. So under that, we have discussed now about this and that and all the systems, enterprise systems, supply chain management systems, customer relationship management systems. So all these are business intelligence applications. So that means we automate everything and we get the support of systems to make decisions. So in that case, we need business analytics. So this is how a system consists, actually. System consists of two parts mainly. First thing is business analytics. Analytics means tools and techniques to analyze data. The tools and techniques that we use to analyze data. OLAP means online analytical processing. Statistics, models, data mining. And also, we need business intelligence vendors. So with their support, we acquire these systems. Analytics should be there and also application should be there. So here actually business intelligence applications. Application එකයි ඒක ඇතුලේ තියෙන analytics ටිකයි ඕවත් එක්ක තමයි මේ decisions ටික අපි ගන්නෙ. This is how an ERP works. This is one of the important slides in this lesson and also area of focus for the examination. In this chart shows how decisions are made within a system. System එකක් ඇතුලේ decisions ගන්න කොහොමද කියලා තමයි මේ පින්තූරෙන් පෙන්නන්නේ. Simply how an ERP works. How it works. Data from business environment. We gather data from different sources and acquire data, and then we save them in databases. Databases, data warehouses, data marts. And then what we do, we analyze this data. First we collect data, then we save data, and then we analyze. In that case, we use statistical models, data mining tools, online analytical models, different tools and techniques. And then managers reshape these analyses. Managers, they, according to their requirement, the particular analysis is selected. And also, the platform is selected. Then think of it, he is a middle-level manager. So a middle-level manager wants to do a kind of forecasting. So he works with MIS system. That is the platform. Middle level manager work with MIS and he wants to do the forecasting. In that case, he selects statistical models, maybe regression, no correlation, no something. And then he select that model and run through MIS and come up with the report. That is how it goes. And think of a top level manager, executive. So executive information system is the platform he use, if not executive support system. And there he run a balance scorecard to get the overall understanding of the organization, balance scorecard. And it is run at the executive support system and come up with the reports. So likewise, this is how an ERP system is working. And there are a lot of elements here. We identify data from environment. We collect data from environment. And we have business intelligence infrastructure. That means databases. Then we have analytical tool set. Then we have users of the system, managers, and the platform. And finally, how we present that data. That is simply the interface. Same are presented in this slide as well. 6 elements in the business intelligence environment, if not simply how an ERP works. ERP එකක් වැඩ කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා තමයි මේ සරලව කියන්නේ. එළියෙන් දත් අරගෙන ඒව සේව් කරලා ඇනලයිස් කරලා ඒ ලෙවල් එකේ මැනේජර්ට අවශ්‍ය විදියට ඇනලයිස් කරලා ඒ ටික decisions ගන්න එළියට දෙනවා. Then we make decisions. Okay, so these are some of the different reports generated by these systems. You can just go through them, production reports and charts. Predictive analytics means using analytical techniques, we predict the future. Using past data, we analyze future. Simply, we use some statistical analysis and doing forecasting. So mainly, we may use regression analysis. You may learn these things when you go to next year. And also final year when you are doing research, definitely you should have these things. Predictive analytics, what will happen in future based on available information today, using particular tools and techniques, we analyze and we come up with a kind of idea about future. අනාගතේ මොකක් වෙයිද ලබන අවුරුද්දේ ඩිමාන්ඩ් එක කීයක් වෙයිද ලබන අවුරුද්දේ අපිට කොච්චරක් ප්‍රොඩියුස් කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙයිද ඔය වගේ අනාගතේ ප්‍රෙඩික්ට් කරන එකට තමයි predictive analytics කියලා කියන්නේ. So when we analyze big data, we have to go with big data analytics. So predictive analytics is also there with big data analytics. So big data analytics is used to analyze massive amount of data, huge amount of data, big data, and which cannot analyze by humans. Humans ලට මේවා analyze කරන්න බෑ. And also we have some data visualization tools to visualize the analysis. So we do analysis and also we visualize. So using those Power BI applications, we normally in nowadays organizations, a very popular visualization platform is Power BI. So they use and come up with graphs and charts and present them into managers. So by looking at those visual effects, they decide the situation of the company, and based on that, decisions are being made. So for that purpose also, we have a lot of technologies. Additional BI applications means that, right? For visualization purpose, and there are a lot of visual analytical tools. dashboards, maps likewise, and geographical information systems like Google Maps and so on. Those also support us to make decisions. And also for predicting purpose, for different engineers and also architects. So these are really important. These systems enhance their decision making capabilities. And this is about when we purchase an ERP system, we can go for one-stop integrated solution, if not multiple best-of-breed solution. So one-stop means hardware and software we acquire from one company. Multiple best-of-breed means one is from one party, other is from another party, maybe number of ERP vendors are working with us. One-stop integrated solution means if you say, for example, you acquire SAP system and whole organization goes with SAP system. Likewise. Mm, yeah, decision support systems. BSAA we have already discussed. MIS, uh, yeah, ESS. This is what I told you previously. Balance scorecard. Balance scorecard is one of the analysis done by top level managers to get the overall understanding of the company. So under 4 perspectives, this analysis is conducted. When we use an ERP system under executive support systems, we have this tool. This is one of the technological tool, balance scorecard, that we use to come up with decisions about the overall organization. So this is done by top level manager, not operational level, because the operational level managers do not have access to the system. Top level managers, they have access to the whole system and they can run these balance scorecard and they can see the growth of the organization in different aspects of the organization, like financial side, business processes, and learning and growth, and customers likewise. And this is an example. Can you please go through the examples? Then you will understand, right? Then group decision support systems means we can technology now allow us to get together and come up with group decisions, not like previously. So now we are doing a kind of group work using these Microsoft Teams. Likewise, there are systems now. We can use these systems to get together and make decisions. So that is obviously enhance the decision making of the organizations. So this one I will actually remove. This is not relevant to your group, right? Because I have already given cases for you to analyze. So no need of analyzing this case. Okay. So that is what I wanted to discuss in this lesson. Mainly in this lesson, what you have to understand is you should know types of decisions, right? Types of decision. Oh, this is one of the good summary. Types of decisions, different levels of managers and examples. Then you should know about uses of different technologies by managers. How these new technologies can be used to support different roles played by managers. It is one other thing. And why information systems does not always provide good results, expected results. And then we talked about the application of ERP, how an ERP system works within an organization and elements of an ERP system. And then we were talking about different systems, data visualization, and how those are acquired. And finally, this balance scorecard. This is the uh, element or a tool used by top level managers to make their decisions, to see the overall picture of the organization. Please go through this example, right? Okay, then. So with that, I think we anyway covered the both lesson. It was a huge task, but anyway, we could. So thank you very much for your patience. I was talking and talking. Otherwise, we cannot complete this one. If you missed anything, I think you can access to the video later once it is uploaded. and then you can understand. And also I have uploaded the textbook, e-version of the textbook to the LMS. If you find anything difficult, you can go there and make your own notes, right? So please go through. There will be one question from the area that we discussed today in both knowledge management and enhancing decision making. So next day, we have one remaining lesson. We'll be discussing it, and also we'll be taking presentations of those four groups. So with that, the content will be uh, completed. And then again, I will take 2 tutorial sessions to complete all presentations and to do one revision with some model questions. Right. So that's the plan. So with that, see you again on next day. Thank you very much. So we'll meet on next day physically, right? Okay. Goodbye. Have a nice day.
Teacher, excuse me.
Yeah.
How can we mark our attendance?
Just wait 1 minute. I forgot
Okay.
it. Thank you very much.
Thanks.